Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome, newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. And I want to thank every single one of you that have been with me from the start and that give me the thumbs up and comment and share my videos. Thank you so much. I am grateful to every single one of you. I also would like to mention right up top, there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like, and there is the CC closed caption. Everything I will be calling out the stitch will be written down here, so it makes it easier for you to pause and take notes. I also would like to mention in the description box, there is the link to the slow down the video in case you don't know how to do it. You could just click there. It's a 2-minute video, and you can see how it's done. It's very simple and easy, not complicated at all. I also would like to ask you to please, if you like the video, to give those thumbs up for especially newcomers. That you're new to the channel. It helps the channel to circulate worldwide, and it helps other people to recognize and become members. Thank you so much for that. I also would like to mention for the people that have extra yarn, extra thread, if you want to give a helping hand to the women in need, desperately in need for it, please reach out to me either through Instagram, TikTok, my Facebook. I have a Facebook crochet group. You can become a member part of it as long as you have a profile on your Facebook. You're more than welcome to request and join in our group. We're a beautiful little group growing each day. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me there. And you can message me on Instagram and help to donate. There's also a $ below the video. You can donate through there whatever you feel like to help out the women, or in the description box there's my PayPal account. You can do, give it through there too, so I can buy the thread and send them out to them. And we are grateful and humble, very much so, for your kindness and your good heart. So please do help, okay? So we are going to get started. I usually use hook 3.5 or a 3, a small one for tucking in loose ends, and a pair of scissors. And 99.9% my thread is 100% cotton thread. It's a 4-ply, same thing as Aunt Lydia, number 3. So we're going to get started, everyone. Thank you so much again for being part of this journey with me. Okay, everyone. So in my last video, I had done the tutorial. Let me just lower the lighting here so you can see better of these flowers. Okay, and I mentioned I was going to do a table runner. So I started adding them on. Now we're going to create one together and add them together. So the first thing you have to do, obviously, is make the flowers. And you can go the length you would like. Small table, you can do 3. Table of 2 people only, you can do 2. You can do for 6 chair or 8 chair, like in this case. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to add one more to it. So I'll be adding the 5th one, which the flowers are here. We're going to get started on that. Please, if you do like the video, give a thumbs up. It's very important to have the channel recognized, and that's the only way it can be recognized by YouTube and have more people drawn to the channel. Also, share on your Facebook public. It does help for other people to recognize the channel, to discover it, and just, be helpful. As creators, we come a long way to create these pieces for you guys, and, it's all free, so please be kind. Okay, let's get started. So my threads are a 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal Brands. Also, we need a pair of scissors, a 3.5 hook or a 3. Sometimes I alternate. So the first thing we want to do is a slip stitch knot. Now, obviously, you're supposed to have your pattern already, your flower created. Where we have the single, and you can do all in one color. You don't have to mix it, or you can do 2 colors. It's up to you. Single. And chain 2. In this same space, we're going to create 3 double crochets. So that means the single and 2 chain is 1 double crochet. And then the 2 double crochets, it makes the 3. Chain 2 in the same space, we're creating again another 3 double crochet. So we'll be having groups of two groups of 3 double crochet in the same space, just like a seashell, right? Chain 1. Now we're going to go right in the center, the middle here of this paddle, and we're going to create a double crochet. Now I took out once. Where I have one chain space, I'm just going to take it all together out so I can have that hooked in the back. Okay, we need that one chain again. Coming back to the single, and we're going to create the 2 groups again of double crochet. Now I might have to do a video too for this because there's a little bit of details and it takes time to explain and have it crocheted. You know how it is. And my mobile has little memory from all these recordings, right? Okay, so the 2 groups again. Chain 1. Again, we're going to come in the middle into the back and create a double crochet right here in the middle, but we're going to take out once. I'm going to come right in the middle where I have that one chain space, and I'm going to slip stitch right through it. We're going to do this all the way around, and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, everyone, so pretty much did my last double crochet in the center there and closed it up with a slip stitch. I'm going to come in the 3rd chain and slip stitch. I'm going over to my next double crochet with a single and 2 chains. This is like a double crochet. Next space, double crochet. 2 inside of the space here and 2 chain. Again, 2 inside of the same space. 1 on top of the double crochet and the next space also. So we're going to have 4 double crochets on one side, 2 chain, and 4 double crochets on the other side. 1 chain. I'm going to come from behind into the side here, and I'm going to do a front post double crochet. Coming into the 2nd double crochet here, whoops, 1 chain, into the 2nd double crochet, and redoing those groups again of the 4 double crochets, 2 inside of the center here, and 2 chain. Come back in, 2 more double crochets, 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row, next space the same thing. So now we have our 4 again. We're going to repeat the same thing. 1 chain, come in from this side to your front post, double crochet, 1 chain, and into this 2nd double crochet, and create your groups again. So this time we're going to add on to the pattern. Doesn't matter where you add it, as long as you have to have 2 open, not done, in order to add in. So we have our 4 double crochets. I'm going to grab, so they have to line up, right? We have 2 that stay out and 2 that, so it's 8 motifs here. 2 to attach there, 2 to attach here, and then 2 out. Okay, so we come back to back into the no chain because we're doing a single here already, and we do a single, and again we finish to create our group with 2 double crochets on the center, another double crochet, and another double crochet. So now we have the 4. 1 chain, create your your double crochet here, 1 chain, and again 1, 2, and 2 inside. So we have the total of 4 double crochets. We're going to grab the back piece again into the next one, in the center with the single, come back in, and create your 2 double crochets. So this will be my last attachment. And now on this last attachment, as you saw, I left 2 out and then attached right away, because we're not going to cut the thread on the last one that you're doing. We're going to continue to create our pattern, okay? That's why I should have mentioned this right from the start. That's why I left 2 out and attached 2. So by the time I come around, we're going to continue our row from here, okay? So 4, 1 chain, and now we come in again and create our front post, and into the second chain, so always 1 chain in between, just so it doesn't tighten up too much the pattern. Chain 2 and finish creating your group. 2 inside again, 1 on top of the double crochet, 1 in the next one, 1 chain, and we continue. So basically the attachments are on, okay? I'll meet you here. Don't cut your thread, whatever size you're making. You could be making 2, 3. It's the same way of putting them on. And we're going to continue. Once we close in on this third chain here, we're going to continue to work our way through around the table runner. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end. I've closed in with the slip stitch. I'm going to do the walk. I call it the walk. Into the next double crochet. We're always leaving the first and the last one behind. So single 2 chain, next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet, 2 inside, always. So this pattern will be worked like this all the way up, 2 chain, 2 more double crochet in the same space. Just turn it here because it's getting quite long and heavy, and 1 on top of the double crochets. So we started off with 3, 4, 5, next row will be 6, and so on. We're going to do 1 chain. We're going to do front post. So we're coming from the side and doing double crochet. And again, repeat the same thing. 1 chain, skip the first one, and into the second one, and create our 5 double crochets. 2 inside of the space, chain 2, and 2 more inside of the space. Next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet, and the last one, because we don't do the first and the last. Okay, 1 chain, and again front post. Now we're just at the edge here. Okay, we're just going to work this here now. Okay, so now we are going to do chain 2. We're going to come in the center of the attachment here where we've attached, and we're going to do a V. So we're going to do double crochet, 1 chain, and another double crochet in the same space. 1 chain, 2 chain, and coming back to do our front post. 1 chain, skip a space, and we start the groups again. This is going to be like this all the way around, the same way. So I'll show you again in 2 seconds. Just finishing to create this second group here so you can have a look, because it's just repeatedly now all the way around the pattern this way. So we did our 2 groups. Get it closer. Front post, 2 chain right in the center of the attachment here, double crochet, 1 chain, and a double crochet in the same space. 2 chain. We did the front post again, exactly like we have here, and we create our group. So now we're going to continue to do the same thing. Front post, the group, front post, 2 chain. We're going to come in the center here, create a double crochet, 1 chain, another double crochet, so we can create our V. Okay, so all of these attachments in between are going to be exactly the same thing as this one, all the way around, even on this side. So I'll meet you at the end once we're done. Okay, everyone, so I've come to the end. Okay, so now we're going to count this as when we started the off-white. So 1, 2, 3. So we finished doing row 3, going into row 4. That's counting only from the off-white, not the flower. So I closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to do the walk to the next double crochet with a single and 2 chains. So we're going to continue to create the same things as we've been doing, skipping the first double crochet and skip the last. So the previous row we had 5 double crochets. Now we're going to have 6. Excuse me. And 2 inside of the space. 2, 4, 6, chain 2. 2 more inside of the space. So nothing changes on this. It stays the same until the end. So we're ready to change, right? 1 per space. We don't do the first double crochet and we don't do the last double crochet. 1 chain. We're going to continue to do the front post. 1 chain and continue to do the group. And I'll meet you here. Okay, so we are arriving where we have both patterns. Remember we did the V, so we're going to do 1 chain. We're still going to continue to do the front post. And only 1 chain. We're going to come inside of this V and create 2 groups of 2 double crochet. So we have 2, chain 2, and 2 more inside of the same space. Chain 2, front post, chain 1. Did I do chain 2 there? It's supposed to be 1 chain, not chain 2. No biggie. Chain 1 and front post. Chain 1 again, skip the first double crochet, go into the second. And we're going to create the groups again. This will be repeatedly the same way all the way around. 2 inside of the space here. 2 chain. 2 more inside of the space. And 1 per space. One chain, front post, and this is what it looks like. We're going to repeat the same thing all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished doing row 4, going into row 5. So we're going to continue, we close in with a slip stitch. We don't do the first one, we walk, I call it the walk, into the second double crochet with a single, 2 chain, and create our motif here again. 1 per space, 2 inside of the middle motif, 2 chain, and continue to create the motif here. And I have another knot here. Trying to hide my little thread here of knot. Don't you just love that? The good thing about it is I'm so used to hiding them now that you become a pro at it, right? Like nothing. One chain, front post, and we're going to continue to do that. I'll meet you here just before the connection of the flowers. Okay, so we're going to do that one chain. We're going to do the front post. We're right just on the V. We're going to go directly inside of the V, create the 2 double crochets, 1 chain only, and 2 more double crochets on the same space. 1 chain, front post, 1 chain, and go into the second double crochet, and we're going to create our motif again. We're going to repeat this all the way around to the end. Just going to show you here in a second. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like. Make sure you always look ahead of the video, if in case there's things that I change up or is there a mistake done. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So we're going to continue to do the same thing as we did here on all of the other ones, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row 5, 2, 4, 6, and there's 7 double crochets. Okay, 4, 6, yeah. So we finished doing row 5, going into row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we close in with a slip stitch, go into the next space, single to chain, and create our motif here as usual. So now in this row we're going to have 8 double crochets, 1 per space, and 2 in the center. 2 chain, again 2 in the center, just see if it's bright enough for you guys. These cameras, I'm telling you, sometimes, they're quite funny. Either they become too dark or they become too bright, and it could be bright daylight outside with a lot of clarity coming through my window because I'm next to a window. And it will, sometimes camera turns dark for whatever reason. Okay, so I'll meet you here again where we have the V because it's just the same thing. Front post, 1 chain, and create your group. Okay. Okay, so now we are where the V is. Now, this time we are not working on the front post. We're going to come 1 chain, and we're going to come directly into the center of the V, like that. 1 chain, and we're not doing this front post either. We're going directly into the next motif and continue to create our motif. Okay, so very simple, nothing to it. I'll show you in a second. Just getting this one here a little bit further so I can give you an idea. Because it's always the same thing the way we create it, just adding inside of the center here. 2 double crochets, 2 chain, 2 double crochets, and then 1 per space. Not doing the first double crochet nor the last one. And then we continue to do the regular front posts on the other ones, okay? So this is what it looks like. We're going to continue to do this. So it's basically coming out of the last motif here. One chain, single in the center, one chain, and not doing this front post either, going into the second double crochet right there. So we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. We have 8 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finished row 6 going into row 7. So we do the walkover, always skipping the first double crochet and the last. Single 2 chain, create our motif as normal. Okay, and then I'll meet you right here where the V is. Okay, so create the same thing as we've been doing. Okay, so we've reached where the V is. We are going to go directly, skip the first one, going to the next one. So we're pretty much uniting them almost together like that. And we're going to continue to do that all the way around until the end. So I'm going to continue to do mine, and then I'll meet you at the end. Everything else stays the same. 2 double crochet in the center, 2 chain, 2 double crochet again. And we continue on. Okay. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finishing row 7. And I'm going to cut my thread and change color. Now it's all up to you what color you want to use in the next row. Let's do a chain here. Forgot to do a chain. So because I used the multicolors here, I'm going to bring out a color. And I'm thinking, first I was debating the yellow, or I think I'll probably go with the blue. See how I like it. Okay, so we'll be back with the other row 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, row 8. Okay, everyone. So going into row 8 now. Changing colors, of course. Now, normally we would have started our double crochet on the second one. This time we're going to do different. I'm going to start it on the third. I'm already starting with the double crochet, so it's not noticeable the chain. But you can do single and 2 chains if you'd like, okay? I'm coming into the next one. Double crochet. I'll have to tie this one up more. Next space, double crochet. And I could have simply used the same color as here, but I want to make it a little bit different. So 1 per space. Okay, everyone, going into row 8, I'm going to start doing a double crochet. Of course, I've changed color, so I'm going to skip. This is normally where we do the 3 chain going up, so I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3. On my 4th one, I'm going to do a double crochet. And the reason why I'm doing a double crochet, so it's not noticeable, well, this way, so much of the chain. Next space, double crochet. But if you feel more comfortable doing a single and 2 chain, go ahead. Next space, double crochet. Next space, double crochet. And again. So we have 2, 4, 6, and 2 more inside of the space here. 7 and 8. chain 2. We're going to continue to proceed the same way, 2 double crochet in the same space, and create 6 more to have 8 also. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now if you realize we also skipped the last 3. We're exactly on the fourth double crochet from the end. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same thing as the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Start on the fourth one. We're going to do 1 chain. Let me just check here. I can't remember. I've done this a long time ago and I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so it's 3 chain, and we're coming into the front post and do a front post. Okay, 3 chain again. Skip 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one. We're going to create the 8 double crochets again. So 6 on here, 2 in the center. We're going to do this all the way around the same way. Two chain, and we're going to continue to do the same thing until the fourth one here. So we're going to do 8 double crochets, 2 in the center and the 6 here. I'll meet you here. So we did the 8, so that means we leave the 3 out. We're going to continue to do the same thing and just go directly into the next motif. 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one. We're going to do the 8 double crochets. So we're going to proceed this way all the way around until the end, and then I'll meet you at the end. 2 inside of the middle here, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So 8 on this side, 8 on the other side. And when we get here, we're going to do our 1 chain, like we did, our 3 chains, sorry, like we did here. Front post and 3 chain. And then when we get to the other V, I call it the V because we started with the V, we come from the fourth one, we skip 3 and go into the fourth one with double crochet, exactly like we just did here. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so we're going into row 9. I'm coming in with the same multicolor that I have here. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 on my fourth one. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. 1, 2, 3 on my fourth one. I'm going to do the double crochet this way. And we're going to continue to do the double crochets, 1 per space. Two inside of the space here on the motif. 2 chains, so nothing changes on here. And then again, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7 double crochets, that means we stopped at the fourth one coming on this side. And do chain 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And repeat 1, 2, 3 on the fourth one, and continue to do your 7 double crochets. I'll meet you here, right where we have the V. Okay, so where we have the V's, I probably should have taken this towel from the start. Sometimes the brain doesn't function properly, right? So we're gonna go directly 1, 2, 3 on your fourth one. And do the double crochet exactly where we have the V, and continue to do these 7 double crochets. So we're only going directly only where we have the V's, and all the other places it's a 12 chain, exactly like we did here. Okay, so that means we'll do the 12 chain here where we have the posts, and then directly, and then chain 12 and directly. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 10. This is the before last row. We have one row after this. So I'm coming in with my off-white on the fourth chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to continue to do the double crochets, single 2 chain, inside we're going to continue to do the 2 double crochets and 2 chain. So we have 2 for 6 double crochets, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, and continue again to do our 6 double crochets on this side. So basically it's the same thing as on the fourth space. Now we're going to come directly into the first chain here and do double crochet. We're doing double crochet 1 per space, so you're going to have a total of 12 exactly as we did 12 chain. So 1 per space in the middle, trying to grab both loops there, not just one because it pulls too much. Okay, so do your 12 and I'm going to come back to you. So we have our 12 double crochets. We're going to go into the fourth double crochet here, 2, 3 on the fourth, and we're going to proceed to continue to do the same way all the way around. Even when we get here where we'll be on the fourth, and we're going to jump directly into the fourth there. So I'll meet you at the edge there because everything else stays the same. So I've done my 6 on this side, 2 chain and 6, and we're going to go directly 1, 2, 3 on the fourth one and proceed the same way all the way around. I'm going to do mine and I'll meet you at the end. I will change color because it will be the last row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 9 and going into row 10. Okay, counting from the 10 color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is the last row, and I'm coming in with the yellow just to bring all the colors together. I could have went with the pink, but I think there's enough pink. There's very little yellow, so I'll go with the yellow. I'm going to start. You can start anywhere, but I'm going to start right here on the first double crochet of the motif here. And I'm going to do a single. We're going to do singles all the way to the center. Try to hide my little thread here at the same time. So next space, single, next space, single. It's going to be very fast and easy. And then we're pretty much done with this table runner. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope Miss Leela Irwin is enjoying to create, because I know she's been waiting for this to create it. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to come right in here in the center. We're going to do a single. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to close in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back into the center again. I'm going to do a 6 chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to come back into the first one, slip stitch. So we're doing these little loops here just to give it a nice decoration. Single again and 5 chain. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come into the first single and slip stitch. So now we have 5 chain, 6 chain, and 5 chain. And then we proceed double crochet over double, single over double crochet, sorry, like that. Okay, and when we come to the first one where we have the 12, we're going to do a single, 1, 2, and 3, come into the single, and close it in with slip stitch. We're going to skip 1, 2, skip 1 into the second one, and close it in with a single, 1, 2, and 3, and again come in where the single is and close it with a slip stitch. 1, 2 on the second one, again 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm doing it wrong. Sorry. Okay, let's redo this again. Thought it was pulling too much and something I was doing wrong. Okay, so we do the chain 3 and come in with the slip stitch. Next single, next space, single. On your third one, you do your 3 chain and slip stitch. Okay, next space, single, next space, single. So you skip 2, and on your third one, 3 chain, close it in with slip stitch. And again, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 chain and close in with a slip stitch. 1, 2. So we're going to come right on the first one here. And 1, 2, and 3. And close in with a slip stitch. Now we go directly into the next motif and continue to do these singles. So very simple, nothing to it. And this is pretty much it for this tutorial. Coming into the center, single and chain 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back into your first single and close in with slip stitch. Come back in again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back into this first single, slip stitch, come back in and do your 5 chain. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you proceed to do your singles, 1 per space. Just like that, all the way to the middle of the next motif to do your 5, your chain, your 6 chain, and your 5 chain. So there it is, people. And I find this one is too close to the edge here, so I must have not done the right count for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to try to figure this one out. I think it's too close together. Okay, you guys, so I went back to it. So I did the first one on the first double crochet. I skipped one space, I did the picot. I skipped one space, I did the picot. I skipped one space, I did the picot, and I continue. Now, here I skipped 2 space and did the picot. On the last one, skip the 2 space and do picot. So you can have it also at the edge of the motif here, and it looks more natural. Okay, so very simple. Just only on the last one, skip the 2 space and go into your third. Everything else is skip 1, picot, skip 1, picot, skip 1, picot, skip 1, picot, skip 2, picot. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Everything else is the same. It's just 5 chain, 6 chain on all the motifs, and I'll have it on display. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family. Put on your Facebook public, if you have one, of course. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Take care of yourselves and each other. I send you lots of hugs, love, and peace. Thank you so much, everyone. Till next time. Bye-bye.